Hey, my name is Manas. I love video games and sometimes I even have dreams about them. I'm super excited to be here today and talk about video games with Sarthak, so let's get it started.
Hi, so before we dive into this video, I just want to tell you about the giveaway we are doing. So we are giving away a Razer Death Adder Essential Gaming Mouse. If you want to enter the giveaway, just subscribe to our channel and leave your Instagram handle in the trailer of Kid Kut with Nighton. I'll put the link in the description, and yeah, winners will be announced 24 hours after our last episode's air. Alright, hope you win. Hi, I'm Nighton and you're watching Kid Kut with Nighton. Today I'm having
Manus, hey.
Hi. Don't leave me hanging there. So far we have had two people and they left me hanging for 2 seconds. There's like an awkward gap. We don't want that.
I think because everybody's looking at the camera.
Okay. So I've told people that I became a gaming journalist just to get free games. And everyone who saw that says that was a very stupid move. Meet the guy who hired me.
Hey, so yeah, I remember we first met when you started off at Gaming Monk, right?
No, I started off at Gaming Central back in 2017.
Okay, first you started off in Gaming Central. I think 2017 was my last year there. Yeah, okay. I remember you writing for us there and then writing for us.
Yeah, at Gaming Monk. So can you tell me why did you hire a 13-14-year-old kid who was just in for video games?
Okay, two answers to this question. Ek to is like of course we always look for new writers when we're in a I want that there are more writers on the team who have a good output, and I remember you actually you gave us some samples and
Yeah, I was working before that as well, but this was my first job exclusively in gaming genre.
Yeah.
So I remember the samples that you sent us, those were good. The second thing is ki if you hire a 13-14-year-old guy, so we'll have to pay the intern a lot lesser, which is the more honest.
Actually, I did not get anything from Gaming Central. I did get a few games, but I never got paid there.
Oh shit.
Hey, I'm just.
He's just the content manager. He's the editor. But yeah, you could. Alright, I'm not gonna blame you for that one, bro. So that was how I started my gaming journey. Can you tell me how you started it?
Okay. For me, it started. I used to enjoy games when I was young, but when I was young, I would say young as in when I was in 11th, 12th. Those times is when I actually started playing a lot of games. Before that, I used to dabble thoda bahut, but I wasn't really like an avid gamer. But I think college really got me in. Like college, second year of college, I got a PC, and that was the year when Crysis came out, Oblivion came out, Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out. And all of those games back to back, playing that stuff at that time really got me hooked. And I remember in college those time gaming as a career was not even a thought. I was a mechanical engineer and I was not going to learn coding or programming. It just wasn't my thing. So I remember those time we had a college magazine, and I used to write a little bit for the magazine, exploring games jo main khel raha uske around, just writing stuff about that. But I never imagined ki gaming में there would actually be a career. And उसके बाद mechanical engineering के बाद I joined Tata, worked with Tata engineering for 2 years. Then उसके बाद I remember I was looking to switch jobs, and my brother had gotten an interview opportunity to work with Gaming Central as an intern, on a what do you call it, like a freelance basis, like a part-time job. तो मैं कहा I'll come with you ताकि you don't have to go alone. Also मुझे gaming का थोड़ा idea है, तो I'll have an idea what they're asking for. I remember going there, and me and the founder at that time, Shrey, we had a very good chat. I remember Nikhil, who was the video editor at the time there, he also being there, and we had a good talk, and it was a lot of fun. And they just offered me a job at that time.
Just because.
Oh my God.
And they were anyways looking for.
Did your brother get the job? Or that would be very sad if your brother didn't get the job and you went for a chat and got the job.
I think he did freelance there for 2 years, but I took the full-time job.
Poof. Finally, मिली the say. How long was that ago?
Gaming Central, I joined Gaming Central. I remember Witcher 3 came out that summer when I joined. So that's May 2015.
2015. Witcher 3 came out in 2015.
So I think I joined May 2015. June Witcher 3 came out. Yeah, that's how I remember when I started at Gaming Central.
So, what was the first game that you remember playing? Was it Oblivion or Crisis era, or before that as well?
The first game that I remember, I think it's Age of Empires. Age of Empires. Maybe remember in NFS Hot Pursuit, Need for Speed 2, like the really old pixely looking one. Like those were the games that I remember.
I'm too young to remember that. I remember the games like Cyberpunk? No, Cyberpunk was a shitty game. GTA 5, I remember GTA 5. And Vice City, I remember my brothers used to play.
Yeah.
I couldn't control both the mouse and the ASWD keys at the same time. So they said just control the A and the W, forward and back, and we'll control the mouse and everything else for you.
That's वहाँ से get good.
वहाँ से get good with Night and Pain. Now I'm bad at games. I'm still bad at games, but I'm promoting people to get good. Okay, so what are you doing these days now?
These days, I used to work with this company called the Esports Club. That's the last job that I did. Like I worked there for a year and ended this year, like early this year. So all I've been doing, I think mostly like throughout my experience, even with gaming, from Gaming Central to Gaming Monk, then to the Esports Club. With gaming, primarily I think it's been one or the other form of marketing. It feels like the content that we were creating, other than live streams and other content, a lot of it is basically digital media content creation and marketing. So basically that's what I've been doing. I've also been working on my own channel, like doing stuff independently, making my own videos. That actually has been a lot of fun, and I feel ki everything that I learned in my previous time throughout Gaming Channel, Gaming Monk, all of that, I think all of that kind of helped me actually realize कि ना क्या क्या नहीं चलता है, क्या क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, और and also help me realize कि what all does not seem possible but it's actually what people want. लगता है कि ना ये हम करेंगे तो maybe it won't be as much fun, or like a podcast for example, है ना, but it's when you realize कि how many other successful podcasts there are, तो मुझे लगता है all of that time spent, all those years helped me explore a lot कि ना gaming में क्या क्या चल रहा है and what all could be done for the Indian audience.
If you're watching this, check out his channel. It's called Video Game Wonderland. And if you're under 18, please, for the love of God, do not check it out, please. And even if you're under 18 and over 18 and living with your parents, still don't check it out. Watch it like a Blue movie, but more safe. अरे ऐसा ही होता है यार. We'll roll a clip of one of your videos, dude. They need to show it. Also, this video has now suddenly become 18 plus. Sorry, PG audience.
I think what I realized was कि a lot of the content that was being created, gaming में भी ना, like a lot of it was like when it was gaming specific, it would either be live streams, जो कि of course there are a lot of work, but it would never be कि ना like actually exploring about the game. मुझे ऐसा लगता है like video content, like written content में I already feel कि there were a lot of good writers, like including you and other, like I knew a lot of good writers. मुझे ऐसा लगता है video content में I had not seen a lot, but I think before I started, I ended up seeing like a lot of non-gaming content India में, which I thought was very like thoughtfully done. And मुझे लग रहा था, as an example, like if you look at some philosophy related videos, or if you look at somebody like Filthy Frank or even S3, they don't do gaming, but they do like a lot of their videos have a lot of thought put into what they're doing, or the ideas that they're exploring. मुझे लग रहा था उसी same way में if we could break gaming down and make a fairly mediocre product look interesting by adding some comedy to it, or adding some interesting facts, like the thing is boring but the fact about it is interesting, so kabhi then the overall package becomes interesting. So I think all of those were things that I learned through my time.
So I want to add on to this that India में gaming infrastructure इतना ज़्यादा नहीं है. If you take apart the tier 1 cities, tier 2 और tier 3 cities में consoles या PCs नहीं बिकते, और जो games हम खेलते हैं यहाँ पे, they are running on PCs and consoles. So how do you get about that? Who is your audience then?
Okay, so this I think is that's a good question actually. One of my main things when I make these videos is कि ना like I don't want कि जो बंदा देख रहा हो, the guy or the girl watching the video, I don't want them to have played the game, and I don't even really care कि they like my video enough कि to go and play the game. My whole thing is, can I tell a interesting story? इसीलिए I feel कि maybe it doesn't have to be so कि ना the person watching has to be interested in the topic. Can I make the topic interesting enough that the person watches? इज़ द एंटायर वो. तो इसीलिए मुझे लगता है कि ना लाइक टियर 2 टियर 3 सिटीज़ में कंसोल्स या पीसीस वगैरह का उतना एक्सेस नहीं भी है तो भी कंटेंट कैन स्टिल बी मेड फॉर देम. इट्स आई थिंक वन ऑफ द बेस्ट थिंग्स दैट आई हर्ड समबडी टेल मी वाज कि दे हैड गॉन टू सम गेमिंग इवेंट एंड वहाँ पे पीपल केम अप टू देम एंड दे वर सेइंग एंड द इवेंट वॉज इन लाइक अ टियर 3 सिटी और समथिंग. तो वहाँ पे गेमर्स वर कमिंग अप एंड दे सेड दिस अबाउट अनचार्टेड. दे सेड दे लव्ड अनचार्टेड. उन्होंने अनचार्टेड पूरा खेला, एन्जॉयड इट अ लॉट, लाइक ऑल द एक्शन, ऑल ऑफ इट. दे डिड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड द स्टोरी एट ऑल, लाइक क्योंकि वो लाइक देयर वाज नो लोकलाइजेशन, नो हिंदी में डबिंग नहीं है, सबटाइटलिंग नहीं है, तो ना लाइक नॉट एवरीबडी कैन अंडरस्टैंड इट. सबका हाउ द वे पीपल अब्जॉर्ब कंटेंट. तो बट दे एन्जॉयड द गेम रिगार्डलेस एंड उनका व्हाट दे वांटेड वाज समबडी टू एक्सप्लेन, टेल देम अ स्टोरी अबाउट दैट गेम.
हो क्या रहा है
और इवन इफ उसमें क्या, और मेक अ बिगर स्टोरी, क्रिएट अ स्टोरी अराउंड योर एक्सपीरियंस विद द गेम. कि ना लाइक व्हाट आई डिड या व्हाट हैपेंड टू मी वाज मोर इंटरेस्टिंग. एंड अ लॉट ऑफ दैट कंटेंट I think YouTubers like Beast Boy Shub and all, I heard this being said about Beast Boy Shub कि ना like for a lot of people Beast Boy Shub के videos are like Netflix for them. Like उनके पास Netflix का मे भी एक्सेस नहीं होगा, YouTube पे इट्स फ्री, हिंदी में है कंटेंट, इजी टू ऑब्जॉर्व आराम से, अबाउट गेम्स जो जिनके बारे में जिनका लाइक हिंदी में देर इज नो डबिंग, नो ट्रांसलेशन. समबडी लाइक बीस्ट बॉय शुब ब्रेकिंग इट डाउन फॉर देम. तो उससे आई रियलाइज कि ना लाइक देर इज अ बिग अनटैप्ड पोटेंशियल टू रीच more people with the same stories and the same games जो वो खुद ना खेलेंगे, but the story is still interesting for them. Everybody likes a good story, right? So that was I think one of my biggest learnings and how I approached कि ना like even if people are not into gaming, they can still enjoy a video or an interesting story about a game.
Okay. And जो tier 2 and 3 cities में now the mobile access is reaching and Jio is spreading internet. So games like PUBG and Fortnite, is people play Fortnite?
Fortnite is free, but I don't think Fortnite India mein is that popular.
Okay, I don't play mobile games. They're playing those games. So back then I remember we used to shit on mobile games a lot. Okay, what's your opinion of mobile games now?
यार मुझे ऐसा लगता है like when I used to think कि mobile games, no, actually, to be honest, I don't think I ever thought कि ना mobile games were not good. I remember like one of the first like smartphones I got, unfortunately, was a Windows वाला phone. You remember those? Lasted a very short time.
I did. It was a short and not so sweet memory.
Yeah, with the Metro UI and all of that. Yeah. But surprisingly enough, they had some decent games to begin with. And even from then, I remember like for a portable device, for a small device that I'll be playing on for a short time while I'm traveling, there were some very good games if you know where to look for. So I think even from then on, like that was what, like 2013-14 का time था. From then on, I honestly had a very positive outlook towards mobile games. The thing always was कि you'll find bad stuff, bad games on all platforms, है ना. It's up to you to find the good stuff. मोबाइल में मुझे ऐसा लगता है it's harder to find the good stuff क्योंकि the bad stuff is usually free to play and it's always micro transaction driven, ads उसके चलते रहते हैं. But to find good games थोड़ा टाइम लगता है. मोबाइल पे people are not that open to paying for games at times. The line is कि APK भेज दे bro. तो but I think if you look for it, yeah, I have a very positive games like Republic, games. I think Disco Elysium might be coming to phones. I mean that's a game that can easily run on phone. Baldur's Gate, one of the greatest RPGs of all times. That's on mobile. That's been on mobile for a while. Baldur's Gate, Planescape Torment, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, both games.
GTA San Andreas is also on mobile.
Yeah, GTA games are also on phone, a lot of them. So yeah, I had a very positive outlook towards mobile games for a long time.
That's a very different experience from what I had. I remember I've never paid for a mobile game ever, or even a microtransaction. Have you ever paid for a mobile game?
Yeah, I have ended up buying like lots of mobile games. क्योंकि sale पे like you'll find mobile games less than 100 rupees, 90 rupees, 80. I think I've gotten a game for 15 rupees on mobile, and that was not a bad game honestly. It could have even been like a Deus Ex game or something on mobile. So not bad.
So Deus Ex on mobile going for 15 rupees.
Yeah.
That's a steal, dude. That's a steal, dude. Okay. So mobile games, the ones that are driven by microtransactions, they are inherently bad. I'm not gonna say anything about them. But there are stuff like Genshin Impact. They have a lot of gacha mechanics where you're buying a loot box but you don't even know what's gonna come out. Yeah. But that's a fabulous game and that's running on mobile. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that was also one of the examples that I point to. Like, look at a game like Genshin Impact, look at the scope of it, and then compare it to like a Ubisoft game. Even though I think Ubisoft does make Ubisoft has set like a bar कि ना like तो अगर तुम open world game बना रहे हो तो it has to be at least this good. Ubisoft has a lot of problems, but I think other companies also take a lot of lessons from whatever Ubisoft does and tries to improve on them. मुझे ऐसा लगता है Genshin Impact was an example where it's a free game and free game having a good story and having a single player focus, because Genshin Impact, even though you can play it with friends, the primary focus is कि you'll be playing alone because progress does not transfer when you're playing in co-op. So all of that kind of was very eye opening. I honestly think कि Genshin Impact is like the most dangerous kind of game, because this is a good game with all those trappings that you mentioned, like the gacha trappings. It's not a bad game that you can ignore. Ki na, acha, if you're playing this and spending money on this, like it's something's wrong with you. If you spend Genshin Impact is opposite. Ki na, like the game is actually good. Like if you playing this, it's a good thing. And the more you play it, you'll end up putting money into it. I think the problem is ki you can't put money into a specific thing. You're putting money into a slot machine. You don't know what you'll get, and that I think is like the dangerous aspect of Genshin Impact.
Have you heard like there was a guy who spent $5,000 out of his $7,500 savings on Genshin Impact spins and wishes. Then his bank banned his account from Genshin Impact. Then he went there with the police complaints, got his account unbanned, and then spent the rest of his saving account back on waifus and gacha shit.
But why though? Why would you waste your money like that?
See, if you want Lisa on your rooster, then you gotta waste that shit.
Fair enough.
That Manas agrees with me. Do you have her on your rooster? You don't play Genshin Impact?
I did. I played maybe 30-40 hours of it, but then I had to move on to other games.
30-40 hours is a lot. My total gameplay would be less than yours, but I still play like continuously. But the thing is, I got in very early. Just the day before the launch, the app was available for download, and they gave a lot of Polygrims or whatever coin it is. And then I have like a Mona and Lisa. Wait, that got wrong. Lisa and Mona on my roster.
Oh, achha, from the beginning itself you have those characters. That's
no, I got spins on them,
Okay.
and at that time the drop rate was very high.
oh, achha, early on they must have yeah.
So I got just lucky. And at that time I didn't even have work. So I was just playing games all day long. I guess when Genshin Impact came out, no, just few months before that, our exams had cancelled. Last year की बात है. बताया नहीं कब होंगे नहीं होंगे. So all I was doing is playing video games. I didn't want to work because I thought if I start working right now and they decide to host exams, then मेरा कुछ ना कुछ एक तरफ से खराब होएगा. So I thought fuck it, let's just play video games for now. Yeah, that's how my anti-socialism just rose to the next level. Okay, so in the last few years, especially in India, the gaming culture has witnessed a boom. Partly it's because of the mobile, but as you mentioned, people also want to see what AAA games are doing. Do you think it's a positive thing, or should the gaming be reserved to a specific niche in the tier 1 cities?
No, I think it should. Like when I see like people saying कि ना like यार आजकल हर कोई सिर्फ PUBG खेल रहा है, like वो दूसरे games क्यों नहीं खेल रहे? My question is कि PUBG से पहले were they playing the other games? नहीं, people were not playing anything. Like I think PUBG exposed a lot of new people to games. It's not कि ना like PUBG took people away from the other games. मुझे ऐसा लगता है like games like PUBG and the popularity of mobile gaming will only help spread gaming further, tier 1 से tier 2 tier 3 cities में और spread होगा, more and more people getting into it. And also once you get a taste of it, if you get bored from PUBG, if you don't, good for you, मज़ा आ रहा है तो खेलते रहो, नहीं आ रहा तो you can always explore and find something else, and that's like a good entryway. Like I feel कि PUBG and also PUBG itself, like PUBG mobile on phones is quite an achievement. कि ना लाइक उतने कंट्रोल से एक फ़ोन पे डालना यार, इट्स ऑनेस्टली नॉट ईजी है ना, हैविंग दैट मेनी थिंग्स मैप्ड ऑन टू अ फोन स्क्रीन. आई डोंट थिंक इट्स कन्वीनियंट आइदर. आई विश कि लाइक प्रॉपर कंट्रोलर सपोर्ट वॉज वेरी कॉमन विथ मोबाइल गेम्स. अभी वो नहीं है, होपफुली इवेंचुअली, बट आई थिंक इट्स अ गुड थिंग कि ना मोबाइल गेम्स आर बूमिंग दिस मच.
I think on the last update there was so much stuff on PUBG. Once again, I left PUBG early on because I got addicted to it. And it was a time when PUBG came out, and within 3 or 4 weeks I was like, oh shit, addiction हो रही है, इसको तो छोड़ दो. पता नहीं क्या, I get a game burn on that. First 3-4 weeks में पूरा 8 घंटे खेलेंगे, जैसे काम करते ना, सुबह 9 बजे बैठ जाएंगे गेम खेलने, 5 बजे तक खेलेंगे. 9 to 5 गेमिंग सेशन चलेगा, okay, that's the work done. as you have worked with a lot of gaming publishers and developers, so sometimes do they come with weird requests कि हमारे review में या preview में you should include this or not?
Mostly they don't. I think honestly the shadiest that I've seen, that I remember seeing shady ऐसे ना like review, they call it an embargo, like it's a review embargo, उसमें guidelines होते हैं. तो usually it's very normal stuff कि ना like you cannot put out a review before this date क्योंकि so that everybody has a fair chance ना, like maybe somebody like GameSpot has like a dedicated guy playing the game, somebody else editing the video जो review होगा, but somebody who's an individual creator has to do the entire thing himself. तो सबको equal time मिलने के लिए embargo usually set होता है कि तुम्हें code maybe 2 weeks before the release मिल जाएगा and put the review out like 3 days before the game releases. But I remember with games like Unity, Assassin's Creed Unity, it feeling very weird कि ना like why are we getting the game early enough but review कह रहे कि ना after launch डालने को, and when you start playing you get to see okay why they are saying that. I think the weirdest of it though sadly is the weirdest embargo and the shadiest that I saw is from a company that everybody loves, CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, I was going to speak about that as well. Cyberpunk, their embargo was not lifted until release date, I guess.
Yeah, I think 2 days before the embargo lifted, but the embargo went up. The restriction was you can only show PC gameplay. And the gameplay footage will be provided by the publishers, as in CD Projekt is providing the footage that you can use, and people were only being given PC codes, console codes were not being given out, which is weird because the game was initially pitched and marketed for consoles. So all of that I feel that's like the shadiest stuff that I've seen, like that felt very odd.
So in that case, तुम्हें लगता है CD Projekt Red should have just delayed the game?
Oh, totally. They should have delayed the game like at least I feel at least a year. एक साल और उनको 2021 एंडिंग में या 2022 में रिलीज करना चाहिए था. The problems with that game, I saw a review for Cyberpunk like 2 days ago. This YouTuber I really like. Have you heard of this guy called Noah Gervais? Okay, he writes these long form reviews, like 2-hour long reviews. So he said it in his videos. You can do a lot of things to Cyberpunk, like to patch it and fix it, but you cannot patch in. Imagination cannot be patched in, because I think जो core missing चीज़ें हैं game में ना, like you just cannot fix it like with a few patches. It needs major reworking, game ढंग से निकल के आए.
So do you think CD Projekt Red as a developer has a chance to come back to their same level of respect that they had before Cyberpunk came out, or is it like just gone? Are they like EA now?
I feel कि CD Projekt is trying at least, and I don't think EA के लिए अपना image matters as much as CD Projekt के लिए it matters, because a company like EA has multiple franchises under their belt. लेकिन all CD Projekt has is a single franchise, and their biggest hit is just one game of that franchise. It's Witcher 3. Like Witcher 1 and 2 were amazing games, but they were not hits in the same way as Witcher 3 was. And Witcher is like all they have under their. उनके अलावा they have no IPs, nothing. जो उन्होंने खुद से इतना create किया हो. They had I think some older games which nobody remembers. Even though the fun fact is कि they worked on I think ports or translations for Baldur's Gate and all. And the first Witcher game was built on इनका BioWare का engine. It was built on their engine. But yeah, all of that, considering all of that, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि they should try to rebuild that reputation and regain that trust. I don't see how they can get away. I don't see how people will be excited for their next game given how much of a disaster Cyberpunk has been.
So I want to talk about regional games. Have you heard about Raji? Yeah. So Raji was a game that was based in India, and I think it was even developed in India.
Yeah, Indian developers.
But it was never really aimed at the Indian audience. It was aimed at an international audience. If I talk about my friends or my cousins in other cities, they've never even heard about Raji. So do you think regional games should be produced? And if produced, who should be the consumer of that? So even like Disney is producing Raga right now, Raga and The Last Dragon. That movie is based in Southeast Asia, but people in Southeast Asia don't even have access to it. Even only the Westerners have the access to it. So what is your opinion on regional games?
I feel कि it's a form of entertainment, and like these games come out on global platforms, so the target audience will always be globally, like whoever is interested. वो तो इंडिया में जो गेमिंग ऑडियंस है दैट मैच्योर्स एंड यू नो द कम्युनिटी ग्रोज. तो आई थिंक दीज गेम्स विल हैव बिगर sales and bigger targeted marketing in Indian regions. But abhi ke liye to yeah, it makes sense ki a game like Raji came out on the Switch first, was targeted primarily, even though like the theme is all like Indian mythology पे based है सब कुछ, लेकिन still I know the game is more popular outside. But that's something I've heard from multiple Indian developers also, जिन्होंने भी game बनाए हैं. They say कि like the percentage of like when the game sells, it's like 0.01% of the sales came from India. It's that small. It's not even like 1% or 10%. It's the audience is that small वैसे.
So does it make sense for developers to make regional games?
I think so. Yeah, because मुझे लगता है I think in India as a setting is something that has been like the least explored games में है ना. Like I think it can be explored a lot more, and there is a lot to explore, like rich cultural history. And just rich history in general. It's not even the culture, the mythology, the religions. उसके अलावा भी just there's a vast history to
A lot
draw
of
from.
eras as well. So Sultanates, Mughals, the Raj.
There's so many stories to be told. So Assassin's Creed India is what that's what I'm asking for.
Yeah, I heard a rumor on 4chan that Assassin's Creed India was coming, but then someone in the comments said you should do something with your anus and your penis and mix that. A very, very derogatory comment.
Okay, that's 4chan then.
Yeah, that's 4chan. That's 4chan for you. I was scarred when I first got on 4chan, dude. It was like that session lasted for 8 minutes and I was scarred for 8 months. Never again I've been on 4chan. Okay, I draw the line on Reddit. Don't go beyond Reddit.
Okay, so if you define gaming as your work, then what is your side hobbies, or what do you like to do to take your time off?
To kind of relax, I'm assuming here.
Yeah.
I usually prefer listening to a gaming podcast. I know it's still gaming adjacent. I think basically what I like about like if I want to relax, just listen to a podcast. It's a easy way to have another conversation going, a conversation about a topic that I'm anyways interested in. So it takes my mind off things. I can just relax, listen to somebody else talking, and it's also like partial participation. Like my mind also kind of starts working with that. You know, just thinking along that. वैसा लगता है it's like a ambient conversation happening. I enjoy a lot of gaming podcasts.
So is that all your life revolves around right now?
Well, making gaming content is है ना time consuming तो है वैसे to make this stuff. तो yeah, pretty much.
So what's your future plan from now on?
And I don't know, never thought too much about it. Just make good content and keep working. Work with more brands, more companies.
See, coming to Get Good with 19 gives you views for future. What you gonna do? So what's the one advice that you'd like to give to people who want to come into this gaming industry, and not just for the free games?
I'm assuming you're saying ना किसी को अगर YouTube पे somebody wants to become a creator, make gaming content, right? Like
It is not just YouTube, but अभी हम देखें तो there's multiple mediums, even podcasts, videos, websites, and even Instagram.
yeah,
वहाँ पे भी gaming content
yeah, totally.
So पूरी gaming media field as a general में किसी को enter करना हो, so what should they do?
अच्छा, how to enter, right? I think just start. You have to start. मुझे ऐसा लगता है like one of the biggest hurdles is कि ना starting, like a lot of people never start and thinking कि nobody will watch it, while if you think of making a video nobody will watch it, so you never start. I think starting is very important, and I think one of the biggest things to remember is कि if you're doing it for fun, then तो like कोई tension नहीं, like yeah, do it as long as you're having fun. But if you also want to look at it in a way कि ना I want to make something out of it, तो always keep in mind कि make something that you would also like to watch. मतलब बना तो दिया, बना के डाल दिया, but do you want to watch it? And also, do you want to watch it because you're in it, or do you want to watch it because you made like a genuinely interesting video? मुझे लगता है वो difference याद रखना. It's very tough. Like even for me, like I make other people watch the videos to just get an idea. कि like hey, of course I think it's good क्योंकि मैंने बनाया है ना. Like any kid who makes a drawing thinks the drawing is good, but वो feedback is जरूरी. तो I think that's very important. Like get genuine feedback and know that what you're interested in. Also मुझे लगता है before you start, like अगर for example if you're thinking tomorrow you'll do Instagram is a good example. If you're planning to like make Instagram posts, I think it's very useful to learn, like spend maybe a week or so, but deeply explore कि क्या क्या चल रहा है in the like the direction that you want to take. Who else has already gone in that direction and what all are they doing? I think वो learnings are very important. Like never go in thinking hey I have a good idea. I assure you every good idea you have has been done. मैंने तो ये एक्सपीरियंस कि everything that I've thought of has been done. तो वो लेकिन वो देखना जरूरी है. Okay, this is how he did it. This was the feedback to him doing it वैसे ना, तो वो मुझे बहुत यूजफुल लगा मुझे. आई थिंक दैट ऑल्सो गिव्स यू लाइक एक नाउ एट द सेकंड स्टेप राइट, यू गोइंग इन मेकिंग कॉन्टेंट already knowing ki what kind of feedback will be for that content, so you can package it differently. That's I think is very useful.
And for traditional journalism, like even including the online journalism, how much do you think bylines are important, or should I write in my own byline if I'm getting paid less, or should I go down the ghostwriting path even if I'm getting paid more?
I think उस point पे depends on like why you're doing it. Like are you doing it because you want to make more money, or are you doing it because you want to make a name for yourself? वो तो I think वो personal एक aspiration and goal होता है ना. Like maybe somebody maybe who's writing about mobiles every day doesn't really care कि about attribution. Just उसको लग रहा है hey this is the kind of SEO content ये अभी चल रहा है and let me just keep doing it in bulk. And उसमें maybe somebody doesn't care about getting a byline, but also maybe somebody is doing like in deep journalism, really breaking stuff down, and they want their name to be attached to it ताकि later on they can show it to another company for a job down the road. तो उसके लिए totally depends on I think what you personally want from what you're doing.
So for the last question of the day, we'd like to ask you, who's someone you'd like to see on season 2 of Kid Good Good Night?
I'll recommend somebody from India then.
From Delhi.
From Delhi, okay.
We're working
Okay.
in Delhi right now.
I think somebody like Beast Boy would be fun to listen to. I like that. That guy does some fun YouTube content.
Beast Boy, you're next. Do you know Beast Boy personally?
No.
We were hoping. So the other day, this guy called Harshit Arora came in and I asked him the same question. He said Kritika Khurana, she's a big fashion influencer, he'd like to bring her in. And he knew her
Okay.
He knew her personally. So that was sorted.
Okay.
But now we have heard as Beast Boy, and now we've got to go out and contact him. Okay, now it's time to get good. But Manas is already good. So what we're going to do is, Manas does not have to survive the boss. What he's going to do is try and kill the boss. And his time is going to start when he takes away 50% of the health of the first boss. And then there's going to be a transformation, a very ugly transformation. After that transformation, his time is going to start. Okay. And if he kills the boss, he's like the ultimate winner of the show. Otherwise, he has to survive longer than 3 minutes and 52 seconds. That's all.
Okay, either run around and survive or kill the boss.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Alright, so time starts now.
Okay.
Let's see how long you can survive. You have to go for 3 and 52. Or you can kill the boss.
Okay.
I think you should just run around. But running around is not a good idea. That guy covers the whole arena.
Damn you, this thing is massive.
That's dark souls for you. Wait, are you there? No, it's still there.
Low on stamina, but I'm still good.
I think you need it. He's done. He's done. This is very good. Okay. Last bit of it.
Done. One instance. Not too bad.
We have a new champion in the house. Just don't save this game. We have other players coming in.
Come on, God, my hands are sweaty.
Manas, you caught good. How do you feel?
Okay, I don't want to boast. I feel pretty good. Thank you.
Okay, let's put your time on the scoreboard now. Our new champion of the day. I gave him a very unfair game, knowing that he could defeat it, but he still did it. The man, the myth, the legend. So his name is gonna get rubbed from hair, and he's gonna get hair.
Go down.
Damn.
That's pretty good. That I think is as good
As
it
high
gets.
as good as it gets, yes. And then you're also gonna get a crown now.
Awesome.
How do you feel about getting a crown and actually getting good?
Pretty good.
So, Sarthak, first of all, thank you for having me. This was a fun conversation. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave a comment, give us some feedback, and also let us know who you would like to see in season 2 of Trigger 2.
Yeah.
Of Get Good with Nighton.
Yes. And also check out our